So here I am. I am not in my van, as you can probably tell, driving to go. Let me save that. Hang on to that thought. Let's get back to why am I taking a road trip? This beautiful environment. Look at these fall colors.
So in addition to getting lost in my thoughts and enjoying the journey, I am going to talk about why am I getting a new vehicle and going to start building out an expedition camper.
Let's be honest. Matt, what other questions you got for Duncan?
Man, I've just been to fly in the wall.
It's amazing.
It's so cool.
It's been amazing.
Gee, I don't even know.
So maybe we ask the one that we love to ask, which is if someone is about ready to go out on an overland journey.
Not in my van, in a rental car. One-way rental car that I'm going to drop off because I'm going to pick up a new vehicle. That's right. I know I've alluded to this before that I am planning out a new camper, a new vehicle, and it's been something in process now for 2 years, 2 whole years, if you can imagine that. So for 2 years now, I've been planning this out. And to back up a little bit, I got my first van around 10 years ago, and it was a life changer. And I know that sounds really kind of dramatic, and I don't mean it to be dramatic, but it really was. It was an enabler for a lot of different adventures, for taking road trips, going places with my mountain bikes, and with friends, and going to places to meet friends, and going exploring new places, and going to visit family and friends more often because I had this vehicle that made it really easy to travel and go to places and experience them and not have to rely on a hotel or a restaurant or staying in someone's house that maybe it wasn't really accommodating to do that. And so that van was a real enabler, or just going to a place and like mountain biking and then be able to get yourself cleaned up, washed up, and stay the night, or just have a clean drive home. And so it was a real enabler to a lot of life changes, instead of kind of more the typical, let me just go for a ride in my backyard or within an hour and not really go and explore more. And it allowed me to get out and see friends and family and new places, and that's what I mean by life changer. It was a real opener in so many ways to life. And so when I got the second van, its purpose was to build upon the first van, to really add more comfort, more accoutrements, more capabilities on top of what that first van has. One of the big ones was the first van was 2-wheel drive, the second van went to 4-wheel drive. The first van was a 144-inch wheelbase Sprinter, the second van was a 170-inch wheelbase Sprinter. So more room. I could put more bikes inside more easily. I could have a full bed, a queen bed made up all the time in this new van. 4-wheel drive allowed me to go not only adventuring down dirt roads, not getting stuck after getting stuck a couple of times in my 2-wheel drive van in the snow and have to dig it out, come back for skiing, spending an hour or two digging out. Boy, that's a drag, and almost sliding into cars and almost getting stuck out in this bird watching trip in some really deep mud. That would have been a really bad place to get stuck. So it became this awesome enabler in so many ways, and so I want to build upon that with this new vehicle, even more so upon this van that I built out 5 years ago. And so that's what I'm going to go pick up right now, a new vehicle to build upon that even more. Right, so this new vehicle, it's going to be an even broader enabler. So the idea is really to have a vehicle that is not just set up for travel, but for really a few weeks, which is what I've done in my van, up to about a month of travel, which has been great, and it absolutely supports that, accommodates it. The fridge can support a whole month's worth of food, or the fridge and freezer combined, or just about. The water system can easily support about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how much showering and stuff is done. So it's substantial, but I want something even better, and it's not about being bigger, better, bolder, anything like that. It's not about ego. It's really just about the ability to go travel globally and go just about anywhere I want to go with a very capable 4-wheel drive system, enough capacity of water and energy to be able to remote camp for a while and not have to worry about having to move or go fill up tanks or recharge the batteries or things like that. So I wanted to have these capabilities, and then I also I wanted to have a little more space. Some of those things can be accommodated with the Sprinter van I have right now and modified or so to do that. But it's in a great, it's a great vehicle in the state it's in. It's awesome for what it's provided to me and will provide to the next person that owns it. I want to start anew with a vehicle that can even have a little more capability for really even broader camping and really broader environmental conditions. Really, cold, hot, broad, environments. I don't want to be limited by where I can go or when I can go there. If I want to go see the Northern Lights in the Arctic Circle in the winter, I want to be able to go there and do that and camp out up there and not have it be a real challenge with the vehicle. So that's what this new vehicle is about. Now this has actually been in the works, in the planning for 2 years. Point out, you got this beautiful sky over here, these cool clouds, these cool rain clouds over there. Up ahead, there's some other very cool rain clouds, and it's just really pretty. So I'm excited to share more with you here about these next steps. Okay, so I want to set up this new vehicle that is going to be capable of doing so much more than, even more than what my van is. And not necessarily all that much more, but just having a little more capability. And the reason for this more capability is really that I can go travel for longer periods of time and really work remotely and be able to support that remote work and be able to travel to see family, parents and friends that as we get older, we have less time with them, and I want to make sure I have more time with them. And a lot of this has been kind of a gradual progression perhaps, but also I had a significant life event. So it's sort of probably like fitting and somewhat symbolic, but it's raining out right now, and partly why I'm getting this new vehicle, I've been dreaming or planning this new vehicle for 2 years now, is because a little over 2 years ago I had a pretty traumatic year. It was a really tough year for me. I had a real significant change in my job, my career, and also in a relationship, and the van became a real savior, allowing me that opportunity, or affording that opportunity to get out and explore and spend more time with people that really meant a lot and were important to my healing through that process, and also the changes that I was going through during that time. It was certainly a transitionary period, and then of course we went into 2020, which was the year of COVID. Actually, my year of 2019 made 2020 seem really easy comparatively, but the van was also, again, a real instrument in enabling getting out and doing things and exploring and doing things out in these open spaces with people that I had fun doing them with, and enjoying these explorations in these backcountry areas and stuff like that, and getting out mountain biking in remote places and doing more of those kinds of things, that because there wasn't really, I guess, other things to do because of COVID, meaning, getting together inside. And so the van became this real instrument. And then on top of that, this year, we had 3 significant wildfires very near where I live, and it created 3 to 4 months of intense smoke, so smoky that you could not even tell if the sun was up sometimes, other than just a glow in the sky, and the glow meaning just that it was light out, but you couldn't see the sun, you certainly couldn't see the moon or the stars, you couldn't even tell, you couldn't see any blue in the sky. A 1-minute walk outside to go get your mail or something was just horrific, with the smell of the smoke and all of that. So it really was impactful to life. Couldn't get out and exercise. You couldn't really go outside. You couldn't get vitamin D because there was no sunshine. You couldn't go out and get exercise. It was really hard to get together with friends to go mountain biking or other outdoor activities, because none of us could do any of those because of the smoke. And not only that, but of course it came to a point where it was just so depressing, I had to get away. And it so happened to be that a couple different friends of mine had their houses being evacuated due to these same fires. And so I gave up my house and offered up to them, and took to the road. It was able to go and work remotely from the road, and that was a really wonderful experience. And also at the same time be able to go and visit some family and friends along the way and do that for an extended period. And it was a really it was a wonderful experience. Being able to get back to fresh air and blue skies and seeing the sun and vitamin D, all those things were tremendous benefits that really a camper like that is needed, that can go for a long period of time, in that case a month, in order to support that. And so I want to make sure that I have a vehicle that can do that. They can make sure it can take me away should there be another event like that in the future, which is inevitable. We're going to have weather events and or man-made events or whatever it may be. And so I want to make sure I've got a vehicle that's capable of really supporting my life and my work remotely from really anywhere. Hence, the new vehicle is the step to not that a step to help make that easier and more comfortable. It's not that the van can't do any of that; it can. Here, I almost talking myself out of it, but it's to really be able to do that for longer periods of time, explore longer distances into more places, into more weather extremes, and not have really any limits to being able to do that. So I am driving right now to go pick up this new vehicle. It's been a 2-year process searching for a new vehicle, and I'm excited to do that. And so I'm going to share with you all that went into this 2-year search, all the different vehicles that I've considered, and why I've ruled some out. I'm going to talk about some of the wonderful people I've met along the way and the wonderful creators and builders of these amazing vehicles. And so I'm going to share some of that and some experiences, and I've shared some already, and I'm going to share some more so that help you really just to get an understanding of what those vehicles and different campers and companies, what they can create, and hopefully it'll open up some doors for you, or help you understand better what maybe is right for you or not right for you, because obviously each one of us has a different use case, a different application, and so none of us need the same vehicle, and we all have we place different values on different things of those vehicles, right, depending on how we're going to use them and what we intend to do, or just what we like or what we can afford. And so I'm going to talk about all those things, and I'm excited to share with you this new vehicle. So stay tuned, and I'll be sure to share with you. Definitely subscribe and share with your friends who are also going through this process of looking for a new vehicle or thinking about a new vehicle. Give it a thumbs up so that other people get a chance to see this. And also, I look forward to share more in these future videos to you. So thanks for subscribing, and look forward to going through this journey and sharing more about this process with you.
That aren't serving us anymore, where we can give our bodies the break that it needs in order to serve us really well, in order to shine over this next period.
So here I am. I'm not in my van.